Welcome back to another episode of MotoGP Mac, and today we're going to talk about the sprint race that just happened for the Austrian Grand Prix. Now, before we get into it, here is how it finished. Pecco Bagnaia won it from Jorge Martin, Aleix Espargaro, Enea Bastianini, Jack Miller, Franco Morbidelli, Brad Binder, Marco Bezzecchi, Pol Espargaro, Pedro Acosta, Maverick Vinales, Fabio Quartararo, Miguel Oliveira, Raul Fernandez, Johan Zarco, Taka Nakagami, Luca Marini, Lorenzo Savadori, Joan Mir, Alex Marquez, Augusto Fernandez didn't finish, Alex Rins didn't finish, Marc Marquez crashed, and Stefan Bradl also retired into the pit lane. Now, if I'm honest, the first couple of laps were really, really good, but they kind of got spread out at the front, but you know, there is no denying Pecco. He was absolutely brilliant. Took off strong at the start. Martin came past him. Kind of forced Martin into that mistake. Martin knew he had to get ahead of Pecco because if Pecco did get into a rhythm, it was kind of going to be game over. Jorge Martin, he did do a really good race, if I'm honest. Tried to give it to Pecco at the start, made that mistake and got the long lap penalty. And it was a deserved long lap penalty. He didn't lose the amount of time that he was supposed to. Aleix Espargaro, probably the surprise of the race for me because I didn't think that they had the pace now. But Aleix's pace was better than expected and a well-deserved third place. Some people may say that it was handed to him. But, at the end of the day, to finish on the podium, you have to finish. Enea Bastianini, again, solid race. Qualifying really duffed him up. Didn't really show his hand in qualifying, let's just say, and, fighting back through the race. Overall, fourth is not so bad. Jack Miller, I'm delighted to see Jack into fifth place. It really has, it's a really good result, especially, he is top and first KTM home. He got a terrible start and he did fight hard to stay in the position where he was. Franco Morbidelli, a bit of a ding-dong battle between himself and Brad Binder with a couple of laps to go. It was really, really good to see. Binder again fought through the field, really good race from Binder. Was fighting with Franco Morbidelli towards the end, so it was an interesting battle between those two. Marco Bezzecchi, solid top 8. He wasn't really threatening anyone. He was there, but again, it was a good ride from him, kind of getting towards where he should be. Pol Espargaro, really good race from him. It was good to see him dicing with Binder, actually, but again, can he do that on a consistent basis? And I don't know. We didn't see it last year with him, so let's just wait and see. Pedro Acosta, there is no doubt he is a bit sore and sorry for himself today, even though that they won't admit it. He definitely is sore, but it was a good race from him, not so far behind Pole and the other KTMs, if I'm honest. But again, we know that he is banged up from the crashes yesterday. Maverick Vinales, again, this is kind of the pace where I expected the Aprilias to be. So the only one kind of outside of that was Aleix Espargaro, but kind of a neither here nor there race for Maverick. It was just a solid race, I suppose. Fabio Quartararo, Japanese Cup winner, 17 seconds behind. It's in a 14-lap race, kind of shows you where they are. It's actually nearly 18 seconds behind. Miguel Oliveira and Raul Fernandez very close to each other on the track, so it was a good solid battle between those two teammates. Johan Zarco wins the Honda Cup with Nakagami and Luca Marini also. It was Honda are looking a little bit better. I don't know, is it the fact that the track is so short and so the lap times are so close together that it's doing it, but saying that the engine of the Honda has seemed to fix an awful lot of things for them. They look a little bit more competitive, let's just call it that, and I'm saying a little bit more. Lorenzo Savadori, good solid race from him as well. Joan Mir, Okay, he is a long way behind Johan Zarco, like 6 seconds, which is a lot on the same sort of machinery. Alex Marquez was the last one actually to cross the line, 37 seconds, but he did crash, and he did finish, which is solid out of him. Augusto Fernandez, he did pull in, he did have a long lap penalty, and then he retired into the pit lane. Alex Rins also just retired into the pit lane himself. Wasn't really going so well, finishing 4 laps behind Pecco. Marquez was in second place. Really, really good race out of Marquez. He's definitely a danger for tomorrow. But his race today, you could see, when Martin took his long lap penalty, Mark started to close the door, close the gap to Pecco. And, he was like 1.7, got it down to 1.4 seconds behind Pecco, and then lost the front into turn 3. So it was unfortunate for Mark. He had to retire to the pits. A little bit of a missed opportunity, because he did have good pace. Stefan Bradl did also pull into the pits. Overall, I thought it was an okay race. I didn't think it set the things on fire. The first few laps were really good. There were a few battles down the grid which were interesting, and the 14 laps did go very quickly. All in all, I think it was a pretty good race. For me, though, there was only one man that wasn't metronomic today, and that was Pecco. So he would be my rider of the day. But I would definitely love to know your thoughts. Who was your rider of the day, and what did you think of the race? Definitely leave your thoughts in the comments below, and I'll be back again tomorrow with another video.